afternoon, my faithful viewers. This is the Media Guy. Today, I'm here to share my thoughts on another Scooby-Doo Halloween related video called Happy Halloween, Scooby-Doo. Okay. I'm not gonna use that voice throughout the entire video, because I can already feel my throat getting a little bit sore. But yes, today I am here to share my thoughts on Happy Halloween, Scooby-Doo. The second Scooby-Doo Halloween-themed direct-to-video film. The first being Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King, which I already rewatched and did a review of it yesterday. Now, I'm pretty sure every single person on YouTube, like JB and Millie, Mark Marsh, and Ashton Hardy, has seen this movie before, and even shared their thoughts on it, as well as everyone else on YouTube. But just in case you guys haven't seen it or never heard of it, have no fear! I'm here to share my thoughts on this film, you little spookies. Oops, sorry, Scooby. Festival of Fright. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy's favorite holiday is upon us, with fake monsters and candy galore. Oh boy. Halloween is heaven for these hungry foodies going door to door. But this year, their sweet holiday turns sour when the neighborhood pumpkin patch is tainted by toxic ooze, creating high-flying jack-o'-lanterns and a king-sized pumpkin leader that squashes every path. Oh boy, what a way to dampen the Halloween spirit. I mean, that puts the horror in horror movies. Wait, does that make sense? Nah, it doesn't matter. It's up to Shaggy, Scooby-Doo, and the gang, who team up with our pals Bill Nye the Science Guy and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, to solve the mystery of gigantic proportions and save Crystal Cove. Now, just like with Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King, this was one heck of a doozy movie. I mean, seriously, monstrous pumpkins trying to attack the city. I mean, it's actually crazy for Mystery Inc. to face a new batch of monsters. I mean, there are so many things I like about this movie. Because for one thing, it's a crossover related movie with Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, who appeared in a brief cameo in Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island, Bill Nye the Science Guy, and Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, who's actually a Batman villain. I mean, they really threw in everyone in the movie. Next they gotta include the funky Phantom Crew, Goober and the Ghost Chasers, or Fangface. Now that I think about it, it probably would have been cool. It would have been cool to see how those characters would have fit in with this movie. So yeah, as usual, there's just so many great things about this movie. And I did manage to spot a few little subtle Easter eggs in this movie. Mainly during the Halloween parade. Because if you look at the crowd of the parade, you'll see two people dressed up as two different Hanna-Barbera characters. The man on the left is dressed up as Blue Falcon, and there's a kid on the right side of the Halloween parade dressed up as Dynamite Dog Wonder. And they even have two different floats which meant to represent two different characters in the Cartoon Network and Hanna-Barbera community. Which there's a Frankenstein Jr. float which is meant to be a reference to Frankenstein Jr. and The Impossibles, and a Grim Reaper float, which I'm not sure if that's meant to be like a subtle reference to the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I mean, I'm sure Maxwell Adams wasn't attending to make that an Easter egg, but I'm gonna call it an Easter egg. Oh yeah, this movie was also written and directed by Maxwell Adams, who you might know him as the creator of Evil Con Carne and his most popular show, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I think it said so on the back of the DVD somewhere. Oops, sorry. Got a little bit glitchy on there. Oh yeah. Yeah, written, produced, and directed by Maxwell Adams. Nice. And this wouldn't be the last time he worked on a Scooby-Doo movie. Because I think he would also work on Scooby-Doo and the Sword and the Scoob. And I think this was a bit of a nice reunion for Grey Delisle Griffin, the voice of Daphne, and Maxwell Adams. Because the two of them they worked together as partners on the aforementioned Evil Con Carne and the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Oh wait, it probably would have been cool if Grim, Billy, and Mandy appeared in this movie, either as guest stars or just background cameos, depending on how you look at it. Again, but the monstrous pumpkins in this movie are quite insane. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the director's cut scene. The director's cut ending of Little Shop of Horrors. Where Andre 2 eats Seymour and Andre 1 and its offsprings conquer the world. Something like that. And I like how this is probably meant to be like the end of a trilogy, where Velma is sort of having her doubts about supernatural monsters being real. And yeah, I will admit it has gone a little bit annoying for her to doubt that supernatural monsters are real. Mainly in Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. But I'm not gonna get into much detail to that since I'm pretty sure every single person has talked about it to death. And I'm glad that she admits that she was a bit scared that she was a little bit afraid of failing science, which I guess that sort of explains her behavior in Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost and Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. I mean, I'll let Velma's behavior in Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost. I'll let her behavior in that movie slide for now, since she wasn't really in the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo series. So I guess in Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost, she technically has an excuse this time. But for Return to Zombie Island, not much. Okay, I'm getting off topic here. This is like one of those movies that you should totally check out. I always loved this movie. It's also good to just rewatching Scooby-Doo movie again because it has been way, way, way too long since I've seen Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo. Now, I'm not gonna spoil the big reveal. I'm not gonna reveal who the actual villain is because I assume that you guys are not fans of spoilers, which I totally respect. But if you guys have seen this movie before in your spare time, or saw other people on YouTube like JB and Millie and Mark Marsh talked about this film, as well as Ashton Hardy sharing his thoughts on this movie, then you would already know who the actual villain is. But I will give you a hint. He had previously appeared in the aforementioned Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost, and Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. That's your first clue. And I guess I'll give you another clue. He was the trash monster of Scranton, which is probably an off-screen mystery that Mystery Inc. has to solve. That's your second clue. But yeah, overall, I would give this movie 5 pumpkins out of 5. Because this movie's a lot of fun. And it's cool that we get to see the Scarecrow have like a main role in this movie. Because I think he was framed for a crime he didn't commit. Because he only wanted to see Elvira's Halloween parade, not cause havoc. And sometimes I wish that Batman would show up in this movie. I'm just saying. But again, it is cool that we get to see a Batman villain and make an appearance in this movie. I mean, it would have been cool if he had like extra help from Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Now that would be a real treat. Or better yet, have the Scarecrow pair up with the Joker. That would be amazing. But maybe but I guess it didn't. Who knows? Maybe there's an alternate timeline or a parallel universe where Scarecrow will be assisted by the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy. And I would love to see a battle between those DC villains with Elvira and Bill Nye the Science Guy. That would have been hilarious to see how that would have worked. Or if this was just a little harmless fan idea, okay? Just thought I'd make that clear. And I'm glad that Velma was starting to be less annoying in this movie compared to her weird behavior in Scooby-Doo and the Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. I don't think she was too annoying in Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost, since it has been a long time since I've seen that film. But whatever. I'm glad that in Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo, she was less annoying. And I will admit, there were times where Fred will be a bit bitter about the Mystery Machine X being better than the original. Because I think he likes the original van better than the upgraded scientific version of the Mystery Machine. But I won't complain about it too long. So as usual, the characters are still recognizable, great animation, an interesting story to follow, and I swear, I still think that this would have been like a Scooby-Doo Billy and Mandy crossover at some point. Because Maxwell Adams still work on this film, and Scooby-Doo and the Sword and the Scoob. The voice casts are still great. Dwayne Schultz as Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, Bill Nye as himself, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark as herself, Frank Welker as Fred Jones in Scooby-Doo, Greg Griffin as Daphne Blake, Kane Micucci as Velma, and Matthew Lillard as Norville Shaggy Rogers. Now, do you guys have any favorite memories from this movie? If so, let me know down in the comments below. And make sure you stay tuned for when I share my thoughts on Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo tomorrow. Of course, that would mean that I would have to share my thoughts on the movie first. Rewatch the movie first, and then share my thoughts on it. If you know what I mean.